My name is Mr. Payton. Welcome back to Mental Fitness. I wanted to share a little bit more about self-awareness. I had a conversation just yesterday with some middle school student athletes. Shout out to Pioneer Elementary in Peoria, Arizona. And we were talking about self-awareness. Let me give you a little background to the scenario. So I'm talking with one of the young men, and he says that two of the girls had some issues or whatever. And so I didn't know the girls all that well, but we started to talk. And what began to become clear is that the two girls had been friends for a very long time and had had a falling out, but they had found their way back to being friends. And so as they started to tell me more about the situation, it dawned on me that there are a couple of questions we need to ask ourselves, specifically in middle school. I'm talking 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, possibly even through ninth. And here are a couple of those questions. Let's start with the first one. Why do you want to have a friend in the first place? You know, the word friend has kind of been deconstructed with social media friends and with people saying that they have a friend as opposed to their boyfriend or girlfriend. I'm not really sure if we know what that term means anymore. And it becomes even more ambiguous when you're in middle school and you're still trying to develop who you are and why you want to spend time with anyone. And so that was the first question that we talked about is, why does someone want a friend? Is it for companionship? When we start talking about more intimate relationships, is it because you need someone? Is it because you want someone? So I think that's a really important question. And these two student athletes happen to be young ladies. They were on the softball team. And they were talking about how they worked through their relationship. I won't give away the details because it was something they were sharing with me, but I thought the topic was important. So that's the first question. Why do we even want to be friends? 2, what happens when your friend changes? You know, when you meet someone, they're a particular person. They have certain interests, they have certain needs, and they have a certain set of circumstances. As they grow and change, all of those things are going to change as well. And you may notice that the friendship changes because that person has changed. And what you really have to start to think about is, are you still willing to be friends with these people even though they are changing? Okay? Adults deal with this all the time in more significant relationships, but even there, they have to make the decisions. Are they willing to grow with that person, or have they grown apart? The next thing to think about, which sounds kind of crazy or even counterproductive in middle school and during those times of your life, is, when do you know when to end a relationship, a friendship? And that's a tough question, but it really comes back to your own self-awareness. What do you know about yourself? Is it just time for you to have some time to yourself? Usually it has nothing to do with the other person. It's usually more about you. Is it time for you to just have some time to yourself? Do you need to ask that friend for some space? Not in a negative way, but I just need time to think, or I need to focus on my studies, or I need to focus on my sport, whatever the situation may be. So these are things that me and the young ladies were discussing, and I was so impressed with how self-aware that they were. They admitted that each one of them was getting on each other's nerves. They talked about the fact that even their parents didn't seem to like either. I wasn't sure if the parents didn't like each other or didn't like the other student. But nevertheless, just the idea that two young ladies in middle school were this self-aware that they gave each other space and that they eventually became friends, knowing that they weren't going to be the same kind of friends they were before. I thought that was exceptional. And so I just wanted to share that. And I wanted to put that out there. Feel free to leave comments and share, give some opinions about what you think. Talk about if you've been in a situation like that before, because I know adults who struggle with this. It's hard to agree to disagree. And what I mean by that is it's hard to be in a relationship, a friendship with someone, knowing that you don't like all the same music, you don't like the same kinds of shoes, you don't even like the same people, but you still can find a reason and a way to remain friends with this person and spend time with this person. So again, this is just another aspect of mental fitness, self-awareness, knowing who your friends are, knowing what types of relationships you're in, knowing how long those relationships are going to last. There are no easy answers to this, but remember, the goal of mental fitness is just to bring about more awareness. More awareness will give you more power over your own situations. Most situations can be solved by you dealing with yourself and being aware of what your needs are. So I encourage everyone today, take a look inwards, take a look at your self-awareness, and continue to improve your mental fitness. Have a great day.